Hey guys, today a little more serious topic. I want to talk about ethics and specifically bootlegging of my products and anybody's products that are out there. So, sometimes it can be kind of a fine line. What is sharing and what is stealing? If, for example, I get this all the time, it's always a fan of the 1% solution will say, hey, do you mind if I show your DVD at our local meeting? And my answer is, I can't stop you from doing that. I clearly, in order for me to make a DVD, it's very expensive. It's the reason there's not a lot more of them. I'm not making the fortune on these. I do make some money, but it's very expensive. It cost me about $10,000 to create a DVD. And if each market buys one, I'm not going to make my money back, right? So there's a lot more to it. But if somebody were to ask, which is the correct thing to do, what I've always said is, why don't you do this? As opposed to watching the whole DVD in your local market with 20 DJs, watch one chapter. And then just take that chapter and dissect it and discuss it and work with that. And then if that causes some other people to want to buy the DVD, that would be great. If they don't, so be it. But let's not do the whole thing. I've even had, I don't live in a vacuum. I'm aware that people bootleg the DVDs. I just had a situation come up recently where there's a little feud going on between some DJs, and one guy is going to tell on another guy from bootlegging the DVDs. How about CDs? The DVDs. I know that happens, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. But what's funny is it typically comes from my fans. Like, it's somebody who bootlegged it because they thought it was really great, and so they made a copy for a friend of theirs. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want me to make these training DVDs, you have to make it so that it's worthwhile for me to do it. And it's not just me. I know Mark Farrell's stuff has been bootlegged, and Peter Mary's, and Mike Walters. I mean, listen, it's technology, people. I don't even know how to make a copy of my DVDs, but other people do. So I realize it can be done. But you're not, when you do that and you give a copy to somebody else to help them, you're doing it then at my expense and ultimately at your own expense, because the more that happens, the less likely I am to put something else out. And not just me, but any DJ. I mean, I've heard other DJs say, I would, but I mean, why bother doing it? And people are just going to make a bunch of copies. So think long-term instead of short-term. By all means, sit down and watch a chapter with a friend if you want to do that. And the same thing goes with music. Listen, have I ever shared a file with somebody? Of course I have. And I've had files shared. I've asked people to share files with me, music files. If I can't find it anywhere else, or I need it in a hurry and I couldn't get it for some reason, I've done that. But I've also, listen, it's a buck or two to get a song, right? So I've gotten a song from somebody and then later went ahead and bought the song just to have it in my library because I've already used it. I want the artists to make their money. They deserve it. I don't cheat people out of their money. I've downloaded things on YouTube when I can't find it anywhere else. Nobody wants a YouTube version of it. The quality's not going to be as good, but I've done that when I've had no other option. If I can help somebody make some money on it, then I will. So I would urge you to do the same thing and just think ethically, think big term or long term for everybody on these things. And then hopefully you'll continue to get great ideas from people like me and Mark and Peter and Bill Herman and Mitch Taylor. So many people out there offering great content right now. Help us to help you by doing the right thing. So share what is shareable and buy what you should. Take care.